Game 8 of the Pioneer Valley tip-off in the 4th of 7 games today here in the Mullins Center. We continue with the girls' basketball action as it's the battle of the fields, the Westfield Bombers against the Pittsfield Generals. Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew White here with John Ruggieri to bring you all of the action today. And we're going to take you through lineups, as I just got exactly what I was saying back in my ear, which is always wonderful. But starters for the Westfield Bombers, it's a 5-senior lineup, starting with Avery Albert, and then Allie LePan, Ava Peterson, Ella Cloutier, and then Alexis Sanchez, who we'll touch on momentarily, who leads this Bombers team. For the Generals, it's Charlotte Goodnow, Madison Stetz, Kiana Summers, Britton Sadowy, and Desiree Powell. And the opening tip goes right to the Generals wearing the purple, the Bombers in white. And quickly stolen away by Cloutier and then turned right back over. And this game coming out to a frantic pace. We haven't had time to talk about some of the players to watch, as the Generals have 15 on the clock, a 35-second shot clock here in MIAA high school basketball. Now down to 10. It's outside to Kiana Summers. Her outside shot is no good, and the ball gets tangled up, and it's a held ball. Will go to the Bombers. But John, take us through some of the players to watch today.
Well, for the Westfield Bombers, you have Alexis Sanchez. She scored 20 points in their last game against Springfield International. Last year, she averaged 12.2 points per game, so she's a player to watch for the girls in white. As for the Pittsfield Suns, you have number 4, Madison Stetz, sophomore. She scored 13 points in the last game, averaged 6.5 last season.
And Charlotte Goodnow is going to open the scoring with a banked-in 3 from the right side. And right on the other side, Avery Albert travels in the backcourt and gives it right back to the Pittsfield Generals in purple. A couple times we've seen purple jerseys. And the ball gets deflected right in front of us with Summers, who's starting to get into the offense, to the tall Britton Sadoway. And a foul inside on a shot attempt by Madison Stetz. Her first time to the line. We're sure going to say her name a bunch of times today. She gets off to a quick start, converting the first free throw.
Just good job by Stetz to get in the paint, draw the foul. Pittsfield 4-0.
Second free throw good as well. We've seen a big disparity in free throw shooting from Pioneer Valley tip-off teams so far. It's kind of been one way or the other. It hasn't been too much, you know, around 50%. It seems like it's around 10% or 100. And so far the Generals off to a 2-for-2 start. And Westfield just really struggling to take care of the ball. They turn the ball over again early in this game.
Avery Albert was upset with herself turning that one over.
She's already got a couple, but they answer right back and get a steal. And charging down the floor is Alexis Sanchez, and she gives it to Albert, who gets it nearly ripped away, but a jump ball whistle will stop the battle for possession, and it goes right back to the Generals.
A bit of a tough start for the senior Avery Albert. Westfield not much working so far.
Taking the point guard role again is Kiana Summers. Already got an assist. Now she penetrates inside, gets it up and over the rim, and lays it in off the backboard. And it's quickly a 7-0 game. And another turnover, as Westfield has gone to the first 4 minutes and 7 seconds without a shot attempt and 5 turnovers.
A good job by Kiana Summers there. She had 11 points in the last game, so her and Stetz are going to be a great tandem for the Generals. 2 points for her.
Inside it goes to Sadowy. She gets it taken away. And now Westfield tries to get on the board and also get a shot up. They still haven't taken one. Now on the wing, it's Peterson. She gets guarded closely by Desiree Powell as a 2-3 zone, or a 3-2 zone actually, come out the Generals in the half court. Albert gets it inside, a little bump off from LePan. She can't finish, but a field goal attempt finally for Westfield. The ball gets driven inside by Goodnow and gets fouled going up, or excuse me, on the offensive rebound, it was Stetz.
Second trip to the line for Stetz. Converted her first 2 free throws.
Stetz' second trip to the line. She's now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And a quick substitution here just about the midway point of quarter number 1, as Albert, who picked up a foul, will take her out. That's her second foul already, so she's gonna have to take a seat for a while. A good move from Sanchez to get the ball over the timeline, and now getting close to the rim are the Bombers. Now they work it inside out on the top of the key. It's LePan. She drives in and then kicks out to the newly replaced player, which is Alejandra Strange, but nothing comes of it. A hit ahead from the team in purple leads to a wide open layup, and the Pittsfield Generals are off to a 10-0 run to start this game, and quickly a timeout needed by Westfield.
It's an incredible start for the Generals. Multiple players scoring already. Of Goodnow, 3 points. Stetz, 3 points. Summers, 2 of her own. Powell with the layup just now. 10-0 halfway through this first quarter.
And clearly a lot of good things to say in the Generals huddle as they've pushed back the front lines of the Bombers to start this game out, and are just talking about what they need to do to continue the lead. They've done a pretty complete job all around. Free throws being 4 of those first 10 points, all from the star of this game, Madison Stetz, but Goodnow has 3 points of her own. And the team will exit the huddle here at the Pioneer Valley tip-off, presented by OVG. It's a great opportunity for these high schools to get here to the Mullins Center. It's a 9,000 person capacity. It's a great experience to play in a gym this big. You don't get too many opportunities. A diamond press forces another turnover, make it 6.
Yeah, Alejandra Strange just stepped out of bounds there.
And right off the inbound, it's a wide open 3 that goes away from the rim from Goodnow. But they get their own offensive rebound now inside. It's Stetz who is open, but instead elects to pass it outside. And Goodnow hits on her second attempt. A shooter doesn't miss 2 in a row.
Certainly not. Started the game with a 3, and number 3 has another 3.
She's got 6 points already. Now the other way, it's LePan trying to get the Bombers on the board. She pump fakes and tries to float it up and in off the backboard, but it can't fall. The Bombers get their own board with Strange, and she has it on top on the pass from Sanchez. Cutting Sanchez, they don't find her. They find Cloutier, who lays it up and in, and the Bombers finally on the board, and then Sanchez tries to pick the pocket of Kiana Summers, but gets called for the foul. Her first personal, the team's 3rd.
Good job by Cloutier to get on the board for Westfield.
The shot goes up from Stetz inside. She can't make it, but the rebound was ripped down, and she just got her hands on it and forced a jump ball, but possession arrow favors the Bombers. They face the diamond pressure again. No trap yet, but doesn't matter as they just throw the ball away, and it gives a wide open layup to Kiana Summers, 15-2. This game has just kind of gotten away from the Bombers quickly, as there's a foul from the pressure from the Generals.
Just can't say enough about good play so far for the Generals. Summers with the steal there, 4 points for her.
It was a good hit ahead for Strange to beat the press, but then Summers just took it right away from her on the back pickpocket. Sanchez, who we touched on in the opening part of this game, is going to have to do it herself as she hits a bucket. And the referee is going to do a good job stopping the play, so Desiree Powell will be able to tie her shoe. Player safety, you know, always of the utmost importance here in these games.
Andrew, though, you said Sanchez has to do it herself, and seems that's the case for Westfield. Of course, 20 points against Springfield for her.
She is the leading scorer of this team. 5 seniors in the starting lineup on the other side. It's only 1, but it doesn't seem to matter so far. We saw in the opening game today, it was a team of freshmen and 7th graders that took it to Putnam from the Renaissance Phoenix were the ones that got that victory. As heading to the line for the 3rd time today will be Madison Stett. She's 3 for 4 from the line. Has a chance to extend on the lead. The first one rims out.
Stett's also a soccer player. Scored a goal this past season.
You see a lot of multi-sport athletes in high school, especially at smaller schools like a lot of Western Massachusetts schools tend to be. Having to find the ball was Cloutier. She does end up getting it. Now out to the side, it's the recently substituted Emily Boulin. She can't hit, and now Sanchez drives in, floats it up, can't get the roll, but chases her own rebound down. She gets it to Boulin, it gets deflected. Sanchez tries to keep it, and she cannot. And a fresh shot clock for the Bombers, and they get possession in the half court, even though Sanchez will take it in the back.
Summers just couldn't keep it in bounds there, almost got the steal.
3-2 zone remains inside to LePan, and it heads out of bounds again. Another turnover. Number 8 in the first period of play, or first half of play. Good move on a cutting Stets. Can't hit it. Excuse me, that was good now. She can't hit it. An offensive rebound by Powell comes up empty. But they get right back into their pressure, and they're all over Cloutier. And they get it to Boulin, who has got a lot of pressure and a 10-second violation. 10 seconds seems like a lot of time, but when you're getting so much heavy pressure, it can be really, really tough to get that ball over the half-court line.
And we've seen a lot of the full-court press early in these games, and it seems to be working for Pittsfield.
Now from the corner, swishing a 3 is Brijay Ellerby. She hits it, Brijay Ellerby, and now Sanchez quickly the other way gets bumped going up for the foul. Checks the ref to make sure it wasn't a charge. It was not, and she gets a trip to the free throw line.
Sanchez, 2 points, looking to extend that here. Drawing the foul.
A rebound and assist along that, and add another point to her total. She's got 3 of the 5 points for the Bombers. This is always also an interesting matchup as these two towns host Futures Collegiate Baseball League teams. Our broadcast sponsored by a New England Collegiate Baseball League team in the Valley Blue Sox, with the Westfield Starfires and the Pittsfield Suns have both had UMass students like us broadcast their games. So we know all about them, and now Stets wants a 3, or good now again. She's now taking a handful of 3s, and then a nifty layup by Kiana Summers. And now she's got 6 points, and she steals it right back as a chance to put up another one. Is fouled hard. Good sportsmanship by Alexis Sanchez helping her up. And she has a chance to go on a little mini run by herself. She currently equals the total of the Westfield points, 21-6, still with 57.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Her first free throw, no good. So the Generals, who started hot from the free throw line, have cooled off significantly. Have missed a pretty decent amount of their last free throw attempts, because maybe I'm just counting wrong. I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of missed free throws, and our stats is saying the complete opposite of that. So, you know, maybe I'm just wrong. But anyways, she hits the second. Tells me to be quiet, essentially, by doing that. And then she gets a steal on the other side. So she's now got a couple of steals and a couple of points right back to back. She gets a great hit ahead where they'll have to slow it down. It's Stetz inside with a good post spin, but can't make it. An offensive rebound, gets it back to Summers, and now into Stetz. She goes right back outside. The three ball short by Ellerby. But it's another rebound by Stetz. She spins inside and has to kick it out, and a good floater attempt by Goodnow. Can't catch iron and ends up out of bounds.
But Summers has just been all over the place. Couple rebounds, couple steals, 7 points. Great start for her.
The press nearly gets another steal as Stetz will get the foul. Just a sophomore, and she has looked like one of the better players on this team. She pokes the ball away, and now inside it's Ellerby. She finishes 24-6, 10 seconds on the game clock in the first quarter. See if the Bombers can even get a shot attempt up with 3 seconds, now 2. Someone's got to shoot it. They get a shot up, but it does not fall from Ava Peterson. And an eventful first quarter for the Generals faithful as they take a triumphant lead, 24-6. We'll step aside quickly, come back for the second quarter of action here at the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off. We're back here at the Mullins Center, second quarter, just about to get underway. Will be inbounded right in front of us, but John, what a dominant first quarter by Pittsfield.
You can say that again. Almost a 20-point lead going into the second quarter, and it's just been led by Kiana Summers, Charlotte Goodnow, and Stetz all coming together to score more than 5 points, respectively.
Now Westfield works it around the arc, and Ellerby goes for the steal. Instead it leaves a wide open Avery Albert, and she hits. She had a couple turnovers at the beginning of this game and a couple fouls, but she's worked back out of that. But on the other side, it's Stetz putting up a rebound, or Goodnow putting up a shot. She can't hit it, but she gets her own board, and mid-range will trickle all the way to the corner where she hits it off very intelligently off of Ava Peterson. Does Goodnow, and she generates the extra possession, and she's going to try to hit a three. She misses short, chases her own rebound, falls to the floor, can't get it. She's holding her head as she gets up to the back up to her feet. Sanchez drives all the way down the court, can't finish. Now a 3v1 is broken up by Avery Albert, who has now committed her third foul and will have to go take another seat on the bench after just 52 seconds here played in the second quarter. She's just over 3 minutes total on the game. And that's a big loss for Westfield. Driving inside is good now. She can't convert, and yet again collects her own rebound.
Just been all over the place.
Good steal is nearly turned back over, but it was Boulin getting on the floor. And the jump ball will give it back to the Generals, and Summers on top. She gives it over to Good now, who's struggled from behind the arc, but she doubts she's going to stop shooting. The ball pinballing around on good ball movement, gets the ball into the post for Stetz. She can't finish it, and Sanchez is going to have to slow the ball down as she did not have numbers. She gets it back on top, and now Boulin over to Peterson, whose 3 ball is off the mark. Summers drives hard, jump stops and gets it to Stetz, who might have gotten hit as she went up, but can't get the bank to fall. Seems like the bank may be closed today on Saturday.
At least in the second quarter for Pittsfield. Bit of a rough start.
Sanchez drives hard. She gets fouled on a bump from Stetz. Stetz not sure about it, but are good now again. I don't know how many times I'm going to mess that up, but it seems like I'm going to consistently do that. But
Good now's taking a seat.
yes.
So there you go.
Actually, I think they both
Well, they
are.
did.
They both are, so I don't have to worry about it for a little bit. But Stead's a good now, 2 of the leaders for this team. Sometimes not hard to get them confused with them piling up the stats. Back to a 3-2 as the ball gets moved well by Pittsfield or Westfield, and they can't convert the 3, and Summers slows it down. She gets it outside to Desiree Powell, who gives it right back. The ball gets swung to the corner. It's Powell again. Powell curls into the lane, tosses it off the backboard, doesn't get the roll. The ball hoisted up in the air, gets it all the way back to Summers, and she's making winning plays.
She sure is.
Up to double-digit points already. She's got 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals. We're on quadruple double watch as she's now just taking the ball for the 5th time. She gets a 5th steal, and that's going to cause Westfield to take another timeout. But the play of Kiana Summers, unbelievable.
Unbelievable indeed. 10 points, as you said, Andrew. I mean, just numerous good plays to unpack, and Pittsfield has gotten a lot of good looks already in this second quarter. Points really aren't there to show for it so far, but good now, and Summers leading the way for the Generals. And what'd you say about Summers? Quadruple
double alert.
All right.
There's only been about, I think the number is 4 or 5 in the NBA.
She's on pace.
And that's 48 minutes. For her to be 13 minutes into this game and already be double-digit points. She's halfway to rebounds and halfway to steals. She's got 3 assists. She has a lot of time. Obviously, I doubt she's trying and has any idea what her total stats are, but talk about a complete performance through the first 13 minutes. There's only been 4 quadruple doubles in the NBA. There was an alleged 5th one that there's a lot of controversy about it with Tim Duncan. But for the time being, and who knows how many quadruple doubles there have been in high school basketball. There's a lot of high schools out there, but she might etch her name into the history books here at the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off if she can continue this rate of play. Right now, Westfield's able to break the press and have a chance to get the ball up on the rim. It hangs up there for a moment off of Riley McDonald's shot, but can't make it, and she gets it back to Sanchez on top. The little baby hook inside doesn't fall. It's ricocheting around, and guess who's on the floor? It's Summers. She secures the rebound, but it's a jump ball that will go to the Bombers. And we'll see if Summers gets credit for the rebound there before the tie-up.
Before that, we saw 2 offensive rebounds by McDonald, getting one of her own shots, and another one from LePan, creating this chance for Westfield.
Into the corner with Sanchez, guarded by Summers, who's hounding all over. On top is Bulin, who is looking inside but has to go out to Olivia Morrissey, who's checked into the game. Sanchez open for three. She misses long, and it's rebounded by Ellerby, skying up for that board, and the ball quickly to Sanchez. She gets it back to Ellerby, wide open, but before the shot went up, she traveled. And I don't want to say I'm rooting for anything, but that would have been another assist for Summers. But the referee's whistle blows that one dead, and the Bombers get possession right back.
That would have been 8 points for Ellerby. Just another good player for the Generals off the bench. Already has 5.
To the side now. A new addition to the lineup, Emma Callahan, the freshman. She can't convert. Summers gets it to Ellerby, who gets it right back to Summers. Now Ellerby from the corner, a pump fake. She drives in and dishes downstairs to Powell, who can't convert. Summers now from beyond the arc misses wide right. And just about the first misstep for her today. 4 of 8 from the field.
Yep. And she has 10 points. She's only hit 1 3-pointer, so lots of her points have been within 2-point range.
Good press break. It's a fading shot for Sanchez that ends up in the hands of McDonald. And it swings around at the top of the key. It's Tatiana Suniga who's into the game, and a missed shot by LePan is rebounded by McDonald, and a foul goes on the Generals.
Westfield, well, they are down big. They've done a pretty good job when they're able to get the ball on the other end of the court here. Lots of offensive rebounds.
Down 27-9, a corner three, no good from LePan. It's rebounded by Summers. She hits ahead to Powell, who gets bumped going up, can't finish. The ball bounces around and it's rebounded by Sanchez, who tears off down the other way. She puts up a layup. She can't hit. Offensive rebound and blocked by
Zadawi.
And it does stay with the Bombers. Now another baby hook attempt from LePan comes up empty. And guess who? Throwing a dish inside is Summers to Powell, who gets her second bucket today. She's got 4 points. And Summers now up to 4 assists on 6 rebounds and 5 steals. The pass inside to McDonald gets deflected out of bounds, and it'll stay down here to our left.
I think the problem for Westfield is just been the full court press by the Generals. They've gotten a lot of good looks when they've had the chance to shoot the ball, just haven't been able to convert.
Sanchez inbounds. She floats it over the head to her teammate Cloutier, and now Sanchez gets it back, can't hit the corner three. Now on the opposite corner, it's Emma Callahan, and she puts up a floater that banks up and in. 29-11, over double digits are the Bombers, and playing an equal second quarter. It's tied 5-5. Summers has taken a seat on the bench, but the offense hasn't skipped a beat, but the layup missed inside, and it's out on Pittsfield. Sanchez, who's played the entire first half to this point, you can see she's certainly a little tired, but that's not going to stop her. Into the corner, it's Callahan. She pump fakes, puts up a three, and hits.
5 points in the last 2 possessions for her. Great start off the bench.
Excuse me, that's Tatiana Zuniga. There's 2 number 5s listed on the roster that we have, so that's great.
Also 2 number 32s.
Yeah, so we try to figure all this stuff out as we go, as definitely some details need to be ironed out every year here at the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off, a fully student-run organization event. Inside, Sanchez, she lays it up with the left hand. 29-16, a strong 8-0 run from the Bombers. Has a chance to continue as Powell steps over the midcourt line and travels.
It's a good assist by Zuniga there to the layup for Sanchez. Number 5 has her hands all over this run.
It's Sanchez and a clock mishap as it might have just never started. They're gonna have to change the clock, and it's gonna take a second for these fellas here, the students, to figure it out. That's actually my roommate running the shot clock, Joey Nagel. He's doing a pretty good job. Won't lie. And we get underway with Zuniga on top. She hoists it to Sanchez, who can't find it, but the ball gets tossed right back to Zuniga. Now Sanchez, the pass to her got deflected out by Stetz.
Zuniga, an assist or two, a rebound, 5 points. Looking good towards the end of this first half.
Now Sanchez on top, over to Boulin. And now in the corner, Zuniga's open, but instead Callahan, or excuse me, Sanchez will get it inside to Cloutier, who gets fouled. They say on the floor, much to the dismay of the coaching staff of the Bombers, but no shot clock now as there's 29 seconds left to play in half number 1. Sanchez gets it over to Boulin, who puts up the, might have been a 3, right around that 3-point line. She can't hit. Powell races the other way, spins up and can't finish the layup. And it's rebounded by McDonald quickly the other way. It's Sanchez. She gets it potentially blocked, misses the layup regardless, and the ball now pinballs around the half-court line, and it ends up back with Sanchez for a shot at the buzzer she can't hit. But the Westfield team closes out this half on a good run, a solid end of the half after you have a rough 24-6 trail after 1. You win the second quarter 10-5, you've chopped down part of the lead.
Certainly, and just a couple good looks by Alexis Sanchez at the end of the first half there. Could have been an even better run, perhaps gotten the Pittsfield lead down to single digits, but things are looking up for Westfield through that second quarter. Zuniga, Sanchez, even Avery Albert getting some points on the board for the Bombers, cutting into that Generals lead.
But it's Kiana Summers leading the way for Pittsfield as she's got 10 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. We have a potential historic stat line to monitor as this game continues. You definitely don't want to go anywhere. Halftime ends in just over 9 minutes, and we'll be back for the second half of action here at the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off. And welcome back to the Pioneer Valley tip-off. Second half underway. Here as the teams switch sides, and Pittsfield picks up right where they left off with a layup inside. They go up by 15. They're up 31-16. Kiana Summers back into the game once we get a whistle, which we do right now. We'll just take a look at her first half stats, which have been very impressive. Kiana Summers, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals. Be shocked to see her not get double digits in any of those other stats as the game continues on. Ball gets stolen away from Pittsfield, from Tatiana Zuniga, who put in pretty good minutes here at the end of the first half. The ball gets right in front of us as it trickles out of bounds off the hand of Ellerby.
Yeah, you said, Andrew, good end to the half for Zuniga. Westfield trying to respond in any way. Only 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock, so still some time. Oh.
And guess who gets another steal? Summers wide open for a layup. She finishes. It hangs up on the rim, but drops in. She gets her 6th steal and her 12th point. Putting in the work on both sides. Now the other way, quickly breaking the press, but only momentarily. A ball gets deflected away. Ellerby charges the other way. It's back tapped by Cloutier and back into the hands of the Bombers, and then quickly stolen back. Summers ends up with it. She won't get the steal, but it's Ellerby. Summers wide open in the corner, still open. They haven't found her, but on top, it's the three-point shooting threat of Goodnow, who gets the ball deflected, and then Stetz down low gets hit going up and will shoot even more free throws. And although we've talked a lot about Summers, Stetz is also putting in a great game for herself.
Yeah, 4 points, all coming from the free throw line. She's been fouled 3 times, so more shots coming here.
3 trips to the line has gone 4 of 6. It says 4 of 4. I think it's 4 of 6.
Oh.
I'm almost positive she's missed a pair of free throws, and she's going to miss that one bad, as she had hit the first. So now 5 for 8. If my memory is better than the stats, which I think for once it actually might be.
I'll believe you.
Regardless, guess who's getting contact on the ball? It's Sanchez. She has her 7th steal, but Powell can't hold the pass from her, and it goes out of bounds. 12 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 7 steals. It is just an unbelievable stat line. And we're only 2 minutes, we're not even 2 minutes into the second half. A hard contact by Goodnow, and it was out of bounds before the call actually happened, as she hacked her pretty good, but doesn't end up without possession. And Summers has it on top.
Well, the concern is that she's just either going to run out of time or they're going to sub her out if the game gets too out of hand.
Do have an 18-point lead, but we've seen coaches just keep their foot on the gas through the entire game, leaving starters in and really running up the score here in this showcase event. Does count to their regular season record. The ball on the floor. The first to it was Desiree Powell, but it ends up as a jump.
So many underrated players, I think, on this Pittsfield team. They were so good last year, made it all the way to the final of the Western Mass tournament.
Ball bouncing around on the UMass logo again. It ends up with Sanchez. She dribbles around under the hoop and then kicks it out to Zuniga, who gets it over to Alexandra Lepan, who finally gets a shot to go. She's on the board for the first time today. And then right on the other side, she's going to force a steal. Sanchez runs ahead, but Summers should get credited with another steal there. We'll see if it actually goes that way. Now she's open for a moment. Sanchez closes her down. and she's going to dice her way into the paint and throw up a prayer that goes unanswered.
Lots of contact right there. Surprised it wasn't some sort of foul.
And now Westfield uses their third timeout. We'll leave them just with 2 the rest of the way. We still don't know officially who that steal went to, but it definitely should be Kiana Summers. But the stats just lagging behind a little bit, as they sometimes have a habit of doing.
But the big thing is 12 points. That's a new season high for her. She scored 11 against Central. She's got 12 not even through the third quarter, not even halfway through the third quarter. So incredible performance by Summers. Still going.
And still no ruling on that, but 19 turnovers for Westfield. And which is crazy because Summers has 7 of those forced turnovers, and you don't see numbers like that typically too much. As a team, Pittsfield has 10 steals, which is a very, very high number, led by the 7 of Summers.
Well, I think this is great for Pittsfield. This is their first ever PVTO tournament participation, so it's good for these girls to show off their skills, especially.
Summers on top. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off,
okay.
But she was searching for another assist, but Powell and Goodnow get confused and deflected out of bounds and back to the Bombers. And we see Albert back into the game. She's had very, very limited minutes, as she's only played, or she picked up 3 quick fouls in the just about 3.5 minutes she's played. Up top, it's going to be Goodnow. Stets wants it inside. Instead, they go to Summers. More zone. Stets inside has a chance to get it up on the rim. It does, but it does not fall. Powell rips down the offensive rebound and gets to the Summer. On top now, it's Goodnow. Pass deflected by Sanchez, but now Powell ends up with it on the right side, and a touch foul on Sanchez, her second.
Ellerby and Powell just complimenting the play of Stets, Goodnow, Summers so well.
Stets wide open in the mid-range. She hits. A little elbow jumper. First time she's extended the range today. She's got 7 points. Now dribbling it over mid-court is LePan, but the pass to Albert gets turned over, and Summers all alone with another steal and another bucket. 9 steals. That one not going to be her steal, but Stets gets it to Goodnow. And now Summers has it in the mid-range. She shoots. She can't hit, but it's chased down by Ellerby and Sanchez, and a physical jump ball puts Ellerby on the floor, but the possession arrow favors her team, and she'll maintain possession. 9 steals. Inside, and 1 for Charlotte Goodnow. Gets the right off the inbound and puts it up and in.
Goodnow up to 8 points, looking for 9, nearing double digits for her.
The entire starting lineup that's in right now, as the free throw is good, and a couple subs will come in for Westfield, has at least 5 points, with Summers leading the way with 14, Stets with 7, Goodnow now with 9, excuse me, and Ellerby with 5 and Powell with 6. And that is a complete performance from your starting lineup, as Ellerby is going to poke the ball out of bounds on a deflected pass and promptly take the seat on the bench. And coming into the game, Britton Sadoui. She actually started the game, so there is one non-starter up there over 5 points. That would be Ellerby. Up at the top, it's Poulin, who gets pressed hard by Summers and Powell, and they force a jump ball. Just about 2/3 of the way here through the third quarter. It's a dominant lead for the Generals over the Bombers. The Battle of the Fields, as I like to call it. It's not the official name for this game, as a 3-ball from the wing is no good. I just made that up because they both have field in their name, and I get to be a little creative.
It's clever.
It's really not clever. It's kind of, I just kind of took advantage of the very obvious name game right in front of me. But regardless, the ball ends up back in the General's hand, and Summers now, who pump fakes it inside to Stetson, picks up another assist. Make it 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 9 steals to go along with 14 points. Yes, I probably will say it every single time she records a stat.
And how could you not? She's done so good, and she deserves the recognition.
Inside, driving hard is LePan, and she'll get the contact to put her at the line.
Stats 9 points. Good now 9 points, of course. Summers 14 points. Numerous different great performances on the Generals roster.
We've seen a lot of games where teams have had players that make winning plays. And like I said in the last one, the late Tommy Heinsohn used to have Tommy points, which were basically just effort plays that are not staticized. I don't know.
New words we're making up here.
But the free throw, no good. 43-18 still after the first was also no good, I believe. But for Summers, she's now getting credit with the stats to go along with it. LePan goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but they maintain possession. Albert inbounds it to LePan, who gives it right back, but it's ripped away once again emphatically by Stets. They go right to Summers. And she gets it to Good now. Goes inside to Stets. Now a little inside-out game the team runs as Caroline Sherman's into the game, the junior. Stets has plenty of room inside. She puts up a shot with a lot of contact and will take yet another trip to the free throw line.
In the last set of free throw attempts for Westfield, Summers had to take a drink of water on the sidelines, but she's still in the game. Don't believe she's taken a seat yet.
First free throw, no good for Madison Stets, who's trying to get to join Summers in double-digit points. She's got 9. Good now also nearly at that number. The second is able to get a shooter's touch and drop in, and there is double-digit points. She's also got 7 rebounds and 4 steals, so just because Summers is having what could be an historic game, there's some really good stat lines on this Generals team. Sanchez inside to LePan, and now back out to Albert, still playing with those 3 fouls. Guess who just picked up their 10th steal? Double-double already for Summers. She wanted the assist, but will have to settle for a pair of free throws for Charlotte Goodnow.
10 steals is incredible.
10 steals is unbelievable. She's got an easier path to a potential quadruple-double than a lot of other people, because you see a lot of triple-doubles in basketball, and not necessarily at this level, but with points, rebounds, and assists. She's already got the steals checked off, and she's got 6 assists and rebounds to her name as well. First free throw, no good from Goodnow. The second is good, so the pair of the number 3 and number 4, Stetson Goodnow, both get to double-digit points. So now 3 players for the Generals with 10 or more. Sanchez lost her dribble at the top of the key, was able to find someone. Pass deflected. I doubt Summers will get credit for that one. The ball goes inside and 1 for Charlotte Goodnow, assisted by guess who? It's Kiana Summers, who's got 10, 7, and 6 to go along with 14 points, and those 10 are steals.
She still has a full quarter.
The free throw, no good from Goodnow, and the free throw struggles semi-continue as a substitute will come in, and out of the game goes Sadie Grabowski, and into it Riley McDonald. I wonder if there's any relation to Kyle Grabowski. You see, or used to cover UMass Athletics with the Hampshire Gazette. He's now think of the greater Boston area. Anyway, Sanchez has it. She spins all the way inside. The layup, no good, and it's rebounded by Stets. Summers ahead of the pack. Goodnow can't find her, and she elects to dribble it up where she's promptly fouled by Alexis Sanchez. That's her 4th personal.
Sanchez 6 points, but you said it, Andrew. Numerous fouls, not the game she wanted.
Our stats are saying 4 fouls, but it doesn't seem that either coach or the coach is really too concerned about getting her out of the game here in the 3rd quarter. It is a 29-point advantage for the Generals, as both teams now in the bonus. That puts Goodnow at the free throw line. She misses the first. The second is good, and the net doesn't even move. Now Sanchez playing with those 4 fouls, and we'll check to make sure that that is the case. Yep, she does have 4. Now on the side, it's Zuniga and Buchin, and now Sanchez with those 4 fouls puts up a deep 3, can't make it, tries to chase her own rebound, but doesn't get there in time. She ran out of room, and now it looks like she will be replaced.
That's the 2nd time today she's put up a 3-pointer from the men's 3-point line of the college game.
Well, that is men's and women's. That black line is a useless line now.
Oh, really?
So as the offensive play continues, Summers on top. She gets it inside and now back out to her. She takes a mid-range jumper, misses short, and a foul. But what happened was, for a pretty long time, the high school line is where that it's a little tough to see sometimes on our broadcast, but the thin red line just at the top of the key is the high school line, and then historically that black line has been both the college lines. And then they moved the men's line back probably about 5 years now. It was before COVID, I think. But the first free throw, no good for LePan. And they left the women's line there for a year, and then they were like, all right, we're going to move it back as well. But UMass had built a new court right during that time of the disparity, so they're now stuck with this for the time being. The 3, no good from Alejandra Strange as she's into the game. Summers has a chance at another assist, but a hard foul on Goodnow.
Strange with the foul there, preventing Summers from getting the assist.
And there's been a handful of those, specifically with Charlotte Goodnow, has been running the floor very well with Kiana Summers. And even more free throws for the Pittsfield guard. She's now 3 for 7 as she can't hit the first. A 30-point lead for the purple Pittsfield. The second free throw also no good, and a foul 92 feet away from the hoop by Sadawi. But yeah, it is a beautiful court here. You got the outline of the state of Massachusetts, but unfortunately did come in for that 1-year period of the disparity between the lines, and that's just how it's going to be until they decide to make a new court. But always interesting stories going to these things. As the second free throw is also no good, and it remains a 30-point lead, rebounded by Stets, and now Summers hits ahead to Goodnow, who tries to go up and under, gets the foul call, and earns herself another trip to the free throw line.
So he attempts 9 and 10.
And I believe maybe 6 and 7 of this half, or of this quarter. She's been living at the free throw line, but the Westfield team had put together a much better second quarter, winning it 10-5, but have fallen right back to where they were in the first, now trailing 21-2. And with the second, we'll make it 22-2. Just one field goal made, or one pair of buckets. I don't remember if it was, I think it's free throws. So no field goals this quarter for the Bombers. and have missed a handful of free throws along the way. A 3 from the wing for Riley McDonald is no good. Summers ahead of the pack. She might want to pass, instead takes it herself and gets fouled, and more Generals free throws on the way.
Goodnow has taken the scoring lead, 16 points for Charlotte Goodnow. Only scored 5 in her last game.
And just to update you on the quadruple double tracker, hopefully she plays in the 4th quarter, but she needs, Summers, who misses the first, needs 4 rebounds and 3 assists to pull off what, according to our stat book, would be a quadruple double. She misses both free throws and picks up Buchin full court and forces a turnover as she throws it out of bounds. 2.9 seconds on the clock. Summers will inbound, will most likely get an assist if a shot goes up and falls in. Ball goes inside to Stetz, but it dribbles around and no shot goes up, but 50-18, an absolute rout through the first 3 quarters for the Generals over the Bombers. We step aside one more time, but before we go, the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off is presented by the Oakview Group, and our live broadcast you're watching right now is sponsored by the Valley Blue Sox. The Valley Blue Sox are a premier summer baseball team competing in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. With over 75 MLB draft picks, the Blue Sox have been one of the go-to spots for collegiate baseball players with eyes on the next level. Come out next summer to Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts to catch the Blue Sox live, and we'll be back in just under 30 seconds. And we're back here for the 4th quarter of play. What all eyes are on right now is Kiana Summers, as she's chasing a historic stat line. She's already got the steals done on a quadruple double, needs 3 assists and 4 rebounds in the remaining 8 minutes of play. She'd love at least a triple double, but it's LePan on the Bombers side to get the ball up and in. She's had a bit of a struggle today, now with 4 points. Inside it's Stetz. Now back out to Summers. Now Goodnow pump fakes the 3 and drives hard. She gets hit, no foul call. Stetz gets the rebound and puts it up and in. Stetz herself has a double-double with 12 and now 12 rebounds. So some impressive stat lines is the leading scorer is Charlotte Goodnow. And the quadruple double chase continues for the player standing directly in front of us. And I wonder if I just keyed her in on what I'm talking about. Or maybe she knows, at least a double-double. And Summers wanted the assist, but an extra pass by Janessa Jamross to Stetz. It got swatted out of bounds by LePan. Summers will have to jump to get it on top. Goodnow from the wing is going to miss short, rebounded by Stetz. They go right back to Summers. She shoots, she misses short as well. Stetz tries to keep it in, but cannot off a good box out by Alejandra Strange.
At the end of the day, 2 double-doubles for 2 different players.
2 double-doubles, and then the leading scorer, Goodnow, with 16 points. A couple players rip for it. The ball's now on the ground after Summers pokes it away. Sanchez has an open shot on the wing. She can't hit. Rebounded by Strange, and back up top to Zuniga. 4 fouls is Sanchez still playing with. Now Zuniga pump fakes the three-point shot, and LePan gets it and it travels. That was a very lackadaisical travel call from the official. Didn't even bother closing his fist. He was like a C. As he's certainly feeling a 32-point advantage. Continue to play out. With 6 minutes to play, the ball goes outside to Summers. Summers skips it to Goodnow, who pump fakes and gets closed off by 2 Bomber defenders. A good feed inside to Stetz, who comes down a little bit hobbling, but she runs back into the play, and Goodnow gets a steal. Running ahead of the pack is Summers again, has numbers with her. She elects to take it herself, bumps off LePan, misses, but they get the ball back, and now she gets it and puts up a mid-range, and she's certainly focused on shooting. That's not going to be an assist. She might want it to be, but that was certainly a shot attempt that was long, right into the hands of Stetz, who now has 14 points.
What a pass by Goodnow.
A couple players wrestle for it, and Summers holds on to it, gets a jump ball, tie up a good poke away by Janessa Jamross, who has seen minutes here in the 4th quarter.
I was saying, Goodnow started that whole play for the Generals on their last possession. Threw the ball like a quarterback all the way down the court. Allowed for that chance for the Generals. Here they come again.
Transition hit-aheads is a big game plan for a lot of collegiate basketball teams, let alone high school. You don't see it as much. But a jump ball on the other side, and it goes right back to the Bombers. The arrow gets flashing both ways here in short succession. 5 minutes now, midway through the 4th quarter. The game has certainly slowed down. Just 6 points total through this point. Summers pokes it away from Boulin, but only for a moment as she retrieves it and gets to Sanchez, who hits a step back and can't find the bank to fall in. And it heads towards the baseline and back to the possession of the team wearing the dark purple.
Sanchez still with 6 points after getting 20 in her last game, so in foul trouble, trying her best.
On the side is Jamross. She puts up a shot off the side of the backboard, and quickly Sanchez gets to streak down the court. She steps through a couple and will get bumped by Stetz and get a couple shots at the free throw line. Sanchez is the leading scorer for this Westfield team with 6. She's been playing with 4 fouls since about midway through the 3rd quarter. Did take a bit of a seat, but now back and not connecting on free throw number 1. But as we focused a lot on individual stats, all the way up to 15 rebounds is Stetz, a 14 and 15 game. But 30 turnovers for Westfield to 15 for Pittsfield, and the rebound battle actually not that crazy different, 37 to 30. But you have 2 players combining for 21 of those 30 rebounds in Summers and Jamross. 12 assists for Pittsfield and just 6 to the Bombers, and then 18 steals, obviously led by Kiana Summers with 11. So with 4.5 minutes, Summers still in the game, but a quadruple double might be a bit of a far-fetched idea at this point as the clock continues to run without her making much of an impact. Inside it goes to Stetz. It goes to Summers, who missed, and in pain on the sideline is Ella Cloutier as she took a shot to the head and will get checked on by the coach.
Yeah, hard contact from Goodnow there. No foul was called, but certainly felt that contact right on the side, right side of her head.
Yeah, and you gotta respect the team coming together as she gets checked on. Still standing up, as she's probably just shaking out the stars. When you get an impact like that, it's never comfortable. hitting any part of your body on the hardwood floor on any basketball court, let alone the Mullins Center. But now you've got some all eyes on you type of situation, and she's going to walk to the bench unassisted, and not yet with a smile on her face, but it looks like the coach is trying to change that. Anyways, 4 minutes and 18 seconds left, a 54-21 game. As it looks like the team will, or at least the Generals will come back onto the floor. Pittsfield on the floor, and Westfield still taking their time. And on the bench, Cloutier looks like she's gesturing that she took an elbow on a play that would have ended up with stats. I didn't see anything aggressive, just a couple collisions of bodies that wasn't comfortable. Nothing, malice out of it. But the ball hit back in, and having to rip into possession is Katarina Castagno's into the game. Summer's still there, and so is Goodnow, and it's a jump ball as the starter Alexis Sanchez is in as well, or remains in. She's got 7 and 5. On the other side, Riley McDonald, or on the same side, Riley McDonald has 9 rebounds. So a decent stat line for her. Summers wanted an assist. She's not going to get it as Goodnow misses a layup inside, under 4 now. Rebounded on the miss was Goodnow, and Summers gave it up to the senior Janessa Jamross, who couldn't get a shot up, but she was fouled and gets a high five from her head coach. And not yet in the bonus. So the ball will be inbounded on the baseline.
Summers really wants those assists.
She's definitely trying, but she's also taken a fair amount of shots at this point. She's 6 for 16, diving into the lane. Is a couple of Generals. They can't find anything, and a swinging steal from Kiana Summers for her 12th, and then she adds an assist onto that total as well. She's got 8 assists to go along with 12 steals, 14 points, and 6 rebounds. If she can get a couple assists, she can at least put together a triple-double. At least, John.
At the bare minimum. Certainly alive, though, for Summers.
At least. There was a foul, I think, that went on Summers. Just her first, if it was. And it'll be baseline inbounded by Alexis Sanchez. It goes to the corner to Boulin, and now back into the right slot is Ava Peterson. Sanchez now in the right wing, and Boulin at the free throw line. A short three-pointer as a hit ahead to a dashing Jamross. She's able to chase it and keep it in bounds and then get it on top to Katarina Castagno, who drives it hard but can't finish. It looked like Summers ripped that one away. I mean, stat could be an interesting thing there, but tried to put up a shot but got it ripped away. On the other side, Boulin over to Sanchez. She gets to the rim and finishes 56-23. She's got 9 points, nearing double digits. Summers is wasting no time the other way. 2:22 to play. She gets it inside, and a jump ball gives it to the Bombers. And entering the game will be Liz Marie Williams, the senior, for the first time this afternoon.
Another note on Summers, she's played the whole game. Only has 1 foul in a game where we've seen a good amount.
A game where she has 12 steals, and make it 13 while you're at it. She's going to take this one herself and has 16 points to go along with 13 steals, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Just an unbelievable stat line as it continues on. She's almost got more steals than Westfield has points. We're pretty darn near close. The ball poked away again. It wrestled away by Goodnow, and she'll carry it up the court with 94 seconds to play in this game. It's over to Summers, who has a couple more possessions to get assists and 1 chance. She's at 9. We are 1 assist away from a triple-double. here at the Mullins Center. And the shot finished by Caroline Sherman. She gets on the board for the first time today, and Summers is going to take a tumble. And it looks like that might be it for Summers, and that is extremely disappointing. But what a game.
What a game indeed. She'll finish with 16 points, double-digit steals, 9 assists. What a day, just 1 assist away from the triple-double.
I might not have given her credit for that last assist. I'm going to demand they change that because that was a 100% assisted shot. But regardless, and there were she could have had probably 15 assists. There were a lot of fouls on open layups. But now the focus turns to the remaining 62 seconds and the ball being inbounded under the hoop by Caroline Sherman, who got on the scorecard for the first time today. The ball all the way down to the timeline, bounces off the head of Zuniga, and a good bounce pass from falling to the ground by Sherman. It was a great pass, but then swatted away was the shot by Ellerby by Riley McDonald, the senior. Or McDonald, the senior, not McDonald. Now the ball gets floated inside and a bank off the rim by Britton Sadoway. Doesn't find anything. 45 seconds to play now. And I'm going to riot if they don't make Kiana Summers the player of the game. She might not have led the team in points, but or rebounds. But she put together the best stat line over the last 2 years here at the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off. The most complete game. And might have wanted to shoot the ball a little better, but it doesn't matter when you steal the ball 13 times. Up top and now inside to Williams. She gets it back out to McDonald, who can't connect on the 3, and the ball is dribbled out of bounds. Trying to collect it was Grabowski, the tall freshman. Will look to garner more minutes as the season continues and her high school career continues. Just a freshman. And a shot missed by Jamross. And now pinballing around. Boulin has it, and there's a foul that's going to be called on 11 by the official, and that's Janessa Jamross.
Boulin, one of 5 freshmen. You mentioned Grabowski, another freshman. So Westfield has a lot to build off. Young players.
A lot of time, and that's kind of how high school works. It ebbs and flows as the clock's going to expire. A last-ditch shot is up and in by Tatiana Zuniga, and she finishes the game on a positive note, but 60-25 the final score here in Game 7 of the Pioneer Valley Tip-Off. And it was led by Kiana Summers with 16 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 14 steals. Just an unbelievable performance from her, but also good stat lines to go around for Pittsfield, with Madison Stetz with 14 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 steals. And then Charlotte Goodnow, the leading scorer of the entire game, had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and a trio of assists and steals. And John, what a complete performance from the starting lineup of the Generals.
What a complete performance. You just went over all the stats right there, Andrew. You know, numerous other players also complimented great performances. Ellerby, 5 points of her own. Powell, 6 points of her own. So numerous different great performances in this game, as Summers is named the player of the game, rightfully so. But we knew this Pittsfield team was going to be good. They finished with a record of 18-5 last year, made it all the way to the Western Massachusetts final game. Unfortunately came up short there, but Pittsfield rolling right into this season. It's only their first win on the season, surprisingly, but lots to build off after this one.
They have played some very good teams, but still plenty of more action to go as we've got 3 more games. It'll be the boys' side of this. like you said, and then it will be the Battle of Chicopee. Chicopee Comp against Chicopee, the girls and the boys, at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. But I've been Andrew White. I'll be back on the call with John later tonight. He'll be on the play-by-play duties, but we will step aside 33 minutes until tip-off here for the boys' version of this game, or excuse me, just Westfield and Taconic, no Pittsfield. But for Andrew White, John Rosario, Oleg Sheehan, who's continuing to do a great job on the sticks, we sign off here at